All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's open forum. Very exciting time of year, setting goals for next year. Um, Guys, this is where I know I did it to you last week, a little bit of tough love, and I continue to do that this week and next week for these goals session. Um, those of you, some of you got, well, no, all of you got if you're here, you got the worksheet for next week. That's for next week's filling out your goals. But I want you to watch this first before you do that. And this is kind of a guide for you and kind of gives you an idea of what we're shooting for here. The best thing I love about this, about goal setting, the best saying, the best cliche is, and you'll see it in the presentation as well. Anything you want to do that's not written down is just a wish. It's not a plan. It's not a goal. Write it down and it will happen if you follow the activities. So let's take a look. Setting SMART goals, guys. We go over SMART every year. We're about to do it again, but I'll do it quickly. SMART goals for your 2026 real estate production. We can't control what the market does, but we can control what we do. And that's part of this as well. You can't control the results, but you can control your activity, and activity breeds results. All right. Why 2026 needs a plan. It's not magically going to be better than 2025, even if the market's better. It'll only be better if you make it better. You can turn I want to sell more houses into SMART goals. I want to sell more houses is an idea. That's a wish, right? Clear numbers, clear timeline, simple weekly plan, simple daily plan, really. SMART. I'm just going to go over this quickly, but then we'll go look at individual things as well. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. They turn vague wishes into a focused business plan. We'll translate money into deals, into weekly activities. And I break it down a little bit further and go into daily activities as well. I think it's sensitive. Specific means not, I want to do better next year. It means in 2026, I'll close how many ever transactions and generate 120,000 to GCI, whatever that number is for you. It might be 500,000, it might be 60,000, it might be whatever, perfectly fine. Everybody has their own goals. Some of you guys are more part-time than others. Some of you guys we have one agent, he's not in here, but he can only make so much money to not mess with his Social Security and stuff. So we have different people with different goals. Specific equal clearly defined outcome you can aim at. And here I'm going to hit you guys a little bit here before we really get started in this. You would not be here wasting your Wednesday morning with me, and I say wasting, if you did not want to do better next year. If you didn't want to make more money, you wouldn't be here. So the 24 people we have now in this call all want to do better. And there's a lot more of you that want to do better, but nobody likes the goal session. This is the most important thing of the year. This is where you set out your plan. You can't do it without a plan. If we're going to take a boat ride, we'd have, if we're going anywhere in specific, we would have a plan. You have a flight plan every time you take a plane ride to Nashville or Las Vegas or wherever you guys go. There's a flight plan. I don't know if you guys know that, but they don't just take off and say, oh boy, hope for the best. They have a flight plan, and you better have a plan for your business as well. If you don't, you're not going to do it. Measurable. If you can't count it, you can't manage it. Measurable examples. 18 closed deals next year, 20 live real estate conversations per day, 4 listing appointments per month, whatever those are. We'll get to those numbers. What you guys will do individually, that's what your worksheet is for, because Tammy's goals are not Juliana's goals, are not my goals, are not Malvis's goals, are not anybody else's goals. They're just your personal goals. Achievable should be a stretch, but not a fantasy. If you close 4 deals this year, 40 might be unrealistic for you, unless you've got a heck of a plan. A better target might be 10 to 16 deals with the right activity. Stretch plus believable. You do want to push yourself, but also you want to believe it in your heart of hearts that you can actually do it. And that's why we break it down to a daily thing. I don't think 16 deals is unreasonable for somebody who did 4 deals this year, if you have a plan for 16 deals. If you have a plan for the right activities for 16 deals. Relevant. Goals must move your real estate business forward. Focus on net income, closed units, listing listings taken, database growth. Avoid goals that distract you from your core business results. That's for you guys to decide what that is. And I encourage you, this is a call about real estate. You guys are here because of real estate, but I encourage you to have health goals. I can encourage you to have family goals, relationship goals, travel goals, whatever, and you're going to reward yourself. And that's not one of the things that we talk about here, but you do want to reward yourself when you hit goals. And I don't care if it's quarterly, monthly, weekly. Just make, don't do your first week and then say, I'm going to take a trip to Europe because I did all my goals this week. But, I made 20 calls this week. I'm, going to Europe. Make them based on whatever, something that earn rewards. Time bound. Every goal needs a time frame, just like every contract has to have a closing date or some kind of end to it, or it's not valid. I don't know if you guys know that, but contracts aren't valid if they don't have an end to them. 2026 is a start, but it's not enough in 2026. You want to be more specific and more time bound. We'll break goals into yearly, quarterly, monthly, and weekly targets. You guys, I know I do this with you every week. You just go backwards from what you want to do. The results you want, you go backwards, which we're going to talk about. This is very sensitive. Income goal, how much you want to take home. Production goal, how many closings that mean. Activity goal, what you must do every week to get there. You don't control closings, you do control your activities. That you control the controllables, guys. You guys know that the thing about God give me the wisdom to know, to control the things I can and know the difference between the things I can and can't. I just butchered it, but you guys know the same. Step one, the income goal. You guys have the worksheet, right? And I give it to you in Word instead of a PDF, so you can just do it on your computer. You don't have to download it, whatever. It's a Word file. You can just type right there on the worksheet I sent you. In 2026, I will net blank from my real estate business. Example, $100,000. Assuming 30% of GCI goes to expenses and taxes, you need $143,000, which is funny because I've done this math before for people whose brokers take 30% of what they make. And I say, if you want to net 100,000, then you've got to make 143,000. People think, oh, 130. Nope, 143. So if your broker is not giving you $43,000 worth of deals every year, then you're better off at 100%. All right. But that's neither here nor there. I didn't even take into account expenses and taxes, et cetera. So that's probably a pretty close thing at 100% brokerage. Directionally correct is enough to move into action, meaning just get started on something, get going and get moving into action. Step two, use your average price and commission. This is where the math starts going, guys. I didn't warn you there would be math, but there is math involved when you do your worksheet. Use your average price and commission to estimate GCI per closing. For example, the median house price in Orlando is about $400,000. Orlando and Tampa, it's about $400,000. 2.5%. You guys are mostly getting 3%, 2.5, 2.75. Fair enough. 10,000 GCI per deal. This is how I like to do math. They made it nice and easy. If you need 143,000 GCI, that's about 15 closings, right? 14 to 15 closings. In 2026, this needs to be your production goal. I will close 15 transactions. Now, some of those are going to be for $20,000 and some are going to be for $5,000. It should, if you guys, look, if you do 15 and you only make 138,000, I'll be pretty proud of you. You should be very proud of yourself. That's hitting your goal. Step three, decide the mix of listing versus buyer size you want. If you want 60% listings and 40% buyers, 15 deals, that's 60% is 9 and 40% is 6, 16 listings and 6 buyers. Write down, in 2026, I will close 9 listing sides and 6 buyer sides. Work backwards from deals using simple assumptions. 2 listings if you get about half of your listing appointments turn into listings for you, then assume you need 2 for every listing you're going to want. So what does that mean? If I want to do 9 listings, I'm going to close 9 listings. I'm going to look even further into that. How many am I actually closing? If I'm closing only half of them before they expire or cancel, whatever. If I'm doing 2/3, then I need to get about 14, right? Listings. And then that means I would need 28 listing appointments to get 14 listings to sell 9 listings. Does that make sense? Okay, well, they did it right here. They said you're only closing half of them. So you need 18 listings if you're going to close 1. So 20 live conversations equals 1 appointment. That means you need 20 conversations per week. That's 4 live conversations per day over a 5-day work week. You guys want to take a day off here or there, do 10 one day, or sorry, do 8 conversations one day. It's really, really, I mean, the math is really simple, and these things do work out. So let's do the smart stack. I will net 100,000 from real estate in 2026. That means I have to close 15 transactions for roughly 143,000 GCI, 9 listings and 6 buyers. Weekly activities, 20 live conversations, 50 follow-up texts, emails, and DMs, 1 listing appointment plus 1 buyer consultation set. All right, that's what we're doing every week to hit that goal. And this is just, guys, this doesn't have to be your goal. This is just a example goal. And that doesn't, and no, that doesn't, if you're closing 5 deals every year from referrals, that's great. Mix that in too. Say, so now you don't need 15, you only need 10. And so adjust those numbers accordingly. There's other ways to do this. If you're getting 2 from your PA, PTA group, and 1 from your soccer team parents, and what, all that stuff, and 2 from your church, whatever it is, factor all that stuff in and see how many more you need. Target 6 to 8 closings in 2026. Follow daily. So this is just if you only did 4 deals this year, or you did 2 deals this year, and you want to do 6 to 8 because you think that's reasonable next year. 10 conversations, 5 follow-ups, 1 new contact, 1 open house most weekends. Build the database, build skills, build consistency. You just do the work, guys, and it will, I promise you, activity leads to success. If your target mid-level agent, your target 18 to 20 closings in 2026, that's 20 daily conversations, 20 follow-ups from CRMs, 2 to 3 appointments set, mix of listings and buyers, and tighten systems, raise price point, get more listings, all ways to make more money. Guys, if you're one of these, a newer agent, and you still want these numbers, you do this work and it still works out. Okay, you're not going to have as big a database and all that stuff, but you do this work and it still works out. If you have the ability and personality to make cold calls, it will work out. You want to call expireds, you want to call withdrawals, you want to call those things, then do that. It will work out for you. So let's say you're a high producer, you want to do 30 plus closings in 2026. Guys, these are 10, 15 high quality conversations, 3 plus listing appointments per week. Delegate everything under $25 an hour that you feel your time is worth that. TC, marketing, admin, etc. You guys have been introduced to Antonio on here. Antonio can help you with a lot of stuff for free with your marketing. Other things, if you need more marketing type stuff for him, like marketing campaigns and ads and stuff, he can do that on his off time, you can pay him directly. Or you can have your own marketing person. But if you're free stuff like setting up your social media, etc., he's happy to help you with and give you guidance on all that stuff. But if you're making daily posts, you want him to make your posts for you and do all that stuff, he can do that for money, or you can find someone to do it. Focus, leverage listings and time freedom, not just more chaos. So what they're trying to get you to do is delegate the stuff that's taking up your time. TC, easy enough. Marketing, you only pay them when you're making money. So TC is easy enough. Marketing, etc. Step 4. Did I go too far? No. Sorry, I went back too far. Here we go. Fill in your own numbers. Okay, so I gave you guys the worksheet. Fill in your own numbers. Net income goal, GCI goal, closings. It's driving me nuts. Closings goal, listings, buyers, weekly conversations, follow-ups, appointments. All those are on your worksheet that you got. I'll send it out again next week, but please, you got it this week or you couldn't be here right now. So please check into that and fill that out for yourself before next week. Put your weekly activities into your calendar like appointments. That is the key, guys. This is your accountability. Put it into your calendar like appointments. Make yourself, if you're not going to do it that day, make yourself swipe it off your page so you feel like a loser. Otherwise, do it, right? It makes you feel bad when you swipe something off your page and know you didn't do it today. Put that on there. Put your daily workouts or your weekly work, how many ever times a week you're working out or doing whatever, taking a walk or whatever you're doing for your health. Put all that stuff on your calendar. conversations, follow-ups, appointments set, contracts written. Track all those things. Track your phone calls. Track who you called and when too, because you'll appreciate that later when you wonder, did I call this person? Did I actually talk to them when I called them? Did I hit my activity goals? What's the adjustment? Make sure you're wearing your name tag and doing that kind of stuff too, guys. You're going to pull deals from here and there and everywhere. They'll surprise you. Maybe your best friend hasn't moved in 10 years and now they're going to move. Somebody's going to surprise you. You're going to get that 1 to 2 deals a year. If you're letting everybody know, all your friends and family, that what you're doing for real estate, you're going to get a couple of deals a year just on that. So make sure you're doing all these things. Hit the activities, put the magnet on your car, do all that stuff. Hit the activities consistently and the income and closings will follow. I promise you that. Final thoughts. If it's not written down, it's a wish. That's my favorite thing about this whole thing. If it's not written down, you're just a wish. It's just like, boy, I'd like to do better next year. My bills were high this year. My income was low this year. I would like to do better next year. If it's not on your calendar, it's a hobby. 2026 is the year you run your business like a business. Start now, get specific, commit, and adjust as you go. You may adjust your goals up. You may adjust them down a little bit, whatever it is. Make sure that you can do that. Guys, put open houses on there. Put whatever you want to do to boost your business. You'll get stuff from all of these different things. If your goal is 10 closings next year or 15 closings next year or 20 closings, figure out where you're getting your closings from now, what's working for you, what's not working for you, and boost those things. Okay. That's it. So next week we're going to have, you guys have that worksheet. It is fillable. It's a Word document. Fill it out. Come back next week with your goals. You don't have to share them all, but if you want to share some, and not just real estate, share some personal ones, share whatever you want. But I'd love to have some of you guys share your goals. Share how you did on last year's goals. I know you guys set goals last year, some of you. I'd love to hear how you did on those goals, and see, I'll hold you guys accountable too. I don't know if you want that, but I'll hold you accountable too. I would love to. So let's get that done for next week. Do you guys have any questions on this? No. Awesome. So I put in the chat, before we go any further on this stuff, I put in the chat, I've got a couple things I want to share with you guys. I put in the chat that if you change your address this year, make sure we have a new W-9. And you guys know, if you ever do an LLC or get rid of an LLC or whatever, you need a new W-9 so we can start paying that. We can't pay you. You can't do your taxes right and all that if we don't have your right address and all that stuff. It all has to match up for the IRS. So as you can imagine, it is quite the project for us to do your 1099s every year. But if you made any money at all, if you change your address, whatever, we need all that. If you have the same address, you can't just email us. You're going to have to do a new you can email us now and we'll send you a new W-9 and you fill it out. All right. That's one thing. Do you have anything to add on that, Jeanette?
Yeah, sorry. I said also call the DBPR or log into your portal and change it on the DBPR.
Yeah, they're gonna need it.
That's where it's gonna get mailed to. So if it's not changed in the DBPR, it'll go to the old address. So make sure it matches.
Yeah, there's a change of address form with the DBPR you're gonna have to send in, I believe.
You can do it online now. They made it easier.
Okay, good.
Easy
I
peasy.
can't do anything on my portal. I can't pay my thing. I have to call them every year to pay every 2 years to pay my $39 or whatever it is. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about something that I saw on social media. Do not, guys, I love when you post. We talked about the things that you should post and shouldn't post, how to do it all. Do not post about politics. Stop it. I saw somebody write on somebody, and this was a vendor in town. It was not a realtor, but that's even worse if you're a vendor. Well, not worse, about the same. And somebody wrote, yeah, you're going to make 50% of people mad. Or, no, they're not going to do business with you because it's half and half, whatever. You're not. You're going to make 90% of people not want to do business with you, because even I have political leanings. Even someone, if I agree with them and they're writing this left wing, right wing, whatever wing it is stuff, even people who somewhat agree with you think you're crazy. Okay, stop it. They think you have a small mind who just watches these news shows and gets all caught up in this stuff, because that's who you are if you're doing that, by the way. And please relax. If you're the 10% on either side or whatever it is, just relax. But only people who are hardcore and believe with you are going to do business with you. And the other 90% of people, 50% might agree with you, but they're going to think you don't have good judgment. And the other 50% don't agree with you. And they don't think you have good judgment either. So you guys, you're in a public business. You can't go around being the town drunk. You can't go around cursing at people in public. And you're unfortunately, you've chosen a job. Good news is you don't really have a boss. The bad news is you're your own boss, and you represent yourself everywhere you go, and everything you do online. You are a representative of yourself, and you're showing the world who you are. And you might believe 100% in the stuff you write, and good for you. And you might think the whole world is in trouble if they don't listen to you, but everybody else thinks that you have bad judgment. Okay, just that you're posting that. Even like I said, even the people that I might agree with some of what they're writing, it shows they have bad judgment. I wouldn't hire them for something unless there's somebody I really need, like a plumber or somebody. But I wouldn't hire them for when I know 100 other realtors. So just be careful, mindful of what you post. Post positive stuff. Post this. Don't worry about posting. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Eid Mubarak, which is the end of Ramadan. Whatever it is, your personal stuff. That's great. I don't think people think you have bad judgment because of that, or I don't think people are not going to do business with you because of that. But stuff like political stuff, stay out of that. Otherwise, go for it. Do the things that you need to do, and we've talked about all the things to post and not to post. I've shared those on here. You can go back and look at these, or you can ask Chat GPT or Grok or somebody. You can ask them what would make good real estate post to grow your business, and you can tell them what kind of business you're going for, and they will help you in that regard as well. So I just want to remind you guys of that, especially this holiday season. People are trying to enjoy the holidays. Do holiday stuff, and I don't care if it's not your religion or you're not, whatever or your religion. You might think a lot of people don't share it. That's fine. Be you. If you get together for Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or whatever it is that you do it. Okay. If people don't want to do business with you because of that, then that's their choice. That you're not losing anyone. And I'm the kind of person. It's funny. I was thinking about this. I'm the kind of person who has told you guys, look, not everybody's going to do business with you. Don't worry about offending people. But I mean, don't worry about offending people by pushing too hard for business. For being salesy. I've always told you guys, don't worry about being salesy. You gotta, don't be timid. Don't go what you guys do is you go too far and you don't say anything about it. Because you're so worried about being salesy. Don't worry about being salesy. That might turn off a few people, that you're too salesy, but everybody else is going to see that you're out there and doing stuff. Guys, I'm not going to do business. If I'm a consumer, not realtor, regular person, I'm not going to do business with somebody who's not posting about their real estate activities. I don't think you're serious. I don't think that you're out there working hard. You're either not a hard worker, you're not serious about what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. If you're not posting about real estate, or I just forgot that you're a realtor because you never post about it. I might think you're the best person, the most trustworthy. I might love you to death. But if I don't know you're out there working real estate, I don't know that you're on top of the market, you're whatever. Just post stuff so people know you're on top of the market every day. This is what you do. They are making the biggest financial decisions of their lives. They want to put it in the hands of somebody who's out there every day fighting the fight. Right? Would you go to a doctor if you're not sure they've done a surgery in 5 years? Right? Even if they did your surgery 5 years ago, they did great, but you haven't seen them do a surgery. You haven't heard them. You figured they shut their doors down. Are you going to go back to them 5 years later? Not if they're not active in the business doing stuff, right? Not if they're not staying on top of their game. So when you do more education, you do showings, you do whatever you guys do, closings, under contract. You see all these things, and people, the regular person, I try to look at it like a consumer would. And when I see, let's call, Amanda, the realtor. Okay. Amanda posts showings. She posts under contract or contract submitted, under contract, inspection day, appraisal day. Amanda did 2 deals last year, but it looked like she was doing something all the time, because it was the same client. They had 3 contract days for the same client because it kept backing out of deals. They had 3 contracts, 3 inspections, 2 appraisals, and the deals kept falling apart. And maybe she had 4 buyers and 2 of them ended up not getting approved at the last minute. but it looked like she did 25 deals because she's posting every day about stuff. She showed them 20 houses. She's posting every day houses showing. Look at this house, and maybe she's not even showing. Maybe it's a preview, property preview. The consumer doesn't know the difference between all that. Is what I'm getting at. They just see Amanda is amazing. She's on top of everything. She's discussing the rates. She's showing videos of all these cool houses. Look at this kitchen we saw today. Amanda doesn't. Amanda made $12,000, but everybody, she'll make more next year because everybody's going to start using, or more people, not everybody, more people are going to start using her because she does it. And you're sitting out there doing 15 deals a year and nobody knows. Your sphere is going to Amanda because Amanda's busy, and they probably, if they had to think of a realtor off the top of their head, they're going to think of Amanda before you, because you're busy producing and too busy to post, right? You're busy doing your TC stuff and too busy to post. Get it out there, guys. Even if that's all you're doing. If God bless Amanda, and I just made up Amanda. God bless Amanda. God bless those of you doing 4 deals a year. Get them out there. Make it look like 20. Okay. Don't be shy. You don't be misleading. Don't lie. Don't say we have closing every week. 8th closing this month. No, don't lie. They're counting all of the Decembers in history. 8th December closing. All the December. They've been in the business 20 years. But it's be honest, but that would be pretty funny actually. My 8th December closing. But be honest, but showing day. Look at this house we saw in on the coast, on the lake, on the whatever cul-de-sac. Look at this beautiful lot. Look at the whatever it is, guys. Get people excited about what you do, even though they're just probably going to swipe and not like it or whatever. They see it and they know you're a realtor. If you ask me, my Facebook friends, I might not even know them all, but I know the realtors from the non-realtors because I see what they post. Right? So I couldn't tell you what brokers they're with or whatever. A lot of them, I have way too many Facebook friends and following people on Instagram and stuff like that because I take all the realtors. But it's important. I want to see what people are doing, and it's important that you get out there and do that because some of these people, and I look up their production sometimes, especially the ones that complain on the mastermind and all that stuff. I look up their production, and it's nothing to write home about, but they make it look like it is, and that's important. So get on there, discuss it, everything else. Get friends to talk about you, do whatever. Get reviews, get all that stuff. Okay, they share reviews. That one deal that they did, they've got reviews on it. The husband wrote them one, the wife wrote them one, the other realtor wrote them one, whatever, right? So get those as well. All right, any questions? You guys have to have some questions. The next Wednesday, we're having the holiday potluck and white elephant party at the office, the corporate office near UCF. You guys are all welcome. There's a sign-up sheet. I believe I included that. Look, Jeanette's all festive. That next Wednesday, Jeanette, don't get too excited. So that's exciting stuff happening at the office next Wednesday at 2:00. It's a lot of fun. Those of you who've been there before, I think Tammy's been there before. We have a good time. $25 limit on the white elephant, and just bring whatever dish you want. All right. Well, I guess there's no questions. That's amazing. All right. Are you guys going to do your goals for next week? Just a head nod for the few of you I can see. Awesome. All right.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. No questions at all. So next week we're having this part 2 of goals. I had to do it like this, and we're doing it kind of early, but Wednesday is Christmas Eve and Wednesday is New Year's Eve, and we will not be having open forums. So next week will be the last open forum of the year. All right. So I will see you next week, and very exciting. Bye guys. Goal time.